And says, however, those TV shows are set up. Remember, they need viewers. Oh my goodness, Lydian, just to shed some light on those shows, they are not. These guys go ahead and even have children, unless you're saying they take the script all the way up to the bedroom and inside the family and just have babies as they are scripting. These families, the man has like 4 wives or 5, and all these wives have his children, and they are born while they are all married, and on the wedding, the first wife is there, the second. It's like they are Muslims, but not really. Even for Muslims, I've seen Muslim girls who get really jealousy of the number 2 or number 3 and go on and do all kinds of spells and crafts against them. So it is not easy. Relationships really are intended for 2 people. And Lydian says, however, those TV shows are set up, remember, they need viewers. I don't know the degree to which the setup is, because they go on and have children. Otherwise, when we look at third parties in a relationship, it could be an ex. Yeah. Say like I was going out with someone, and we didn't conclude issues, but for some reason, maybe I left the country and this person got someone, and things are not working out where they are, and then I return after some time and we rekindle that relationship. Normally, that third party is in there, especially when men tend to do this. Rogers, you'll tell us, and maybe Alan, if he's watching, men tend to be the ones to do this. They go back to their exes and try and compare. That is also the disadvantage of having so many people before you settle, because then you have a big scale to compare to. So those exes can have, especially if issues were not concluded, they tend to fall back on the exes. Even girls, but rarely, because girls get married and they settle. But some do actually not, but there are those who really settle. And Rogers says, I'm supporting polygamy culture. Oh my goodness. Rogers, is that why you have not yet got someone, or you already have and you just want to add to them? That's another one you need to clear on, because all along I've been trying to find someone for you, hoping those ladies that are tapping in here would. You need to clarify on that one. I need to know where you belong. Yeah? All along, I thought you didn't have anyone and you just needed someone, because you said you want someone to love you. You want someone, but you don't believe in love. Clear that, Rogers. Let's see what you think. And Alan says, hi, my daughter recently went to school and she made friends. And after a while, she realized that they weren't her type of people. So she told me about it and asked if she could get a mediator. Tell us more, Alan, we need to hear. And Rogers says, you can't be serious. Lillian says, Rogers, you can't be serious. I told you, Rogers, you need to explain to us, are you looking for someone to add to already the list existing, or are you alone because you've always practiced polygamy and these ladies find out and they just skip? Shed some light on that one. And Lillian says, do you think having a third party would be good in a relationship? Now, this is my opinion. I'm answering Alan. He says, do you think having a third party would be good in a relationship? I would say no, it wouldn't be good. But again, I would say it depends on the relationship. There are those people who have had issues and their issues have been carrying on. And if there is need for a third party to come in and either shed light, someone with experience, someone they believe in, and a relationship would survive. But again, there is a third party. We remember we said we are going to talk about those third parties because they are different. We talked about an ex that never really left. And Roger said the answer is coming soon. We are waiting. We are waiting to hear that. Otherwise, When we look at types of third parties, before I answer Alan, there is that ex that never left. So I don't think that ex would be anything good. In response to Alan's question, do you think having a third party would be good? In response to that, I would say a third party wouldn't be good because in this case, if it's an ex, surely they can't be any good. They want to always create room for themselves to come back in. So if you give them that room, they would come back in and ruin a good thing. And one thing I've realized about exes, like you spit out vomit, if you go back to it, it must be disgusting. Things happen, people leave themselves, and life happens. There is this gentleman that I got to know, and I trusted him with my investment. I bought a motorcycle because I knew him from way back when he was really nice. He used to work for me around the house. So I thought, okay, since I have him, let me now. I lost track of him. And then one time he met me again and said, I don't have anything to do. If you can set me up on anything. And I remembered him from the relationship before where he would come around the house, help cut some grass, weed the garden. And I thought he was still the same person, but life had happened. And over the years, he had changed. So this time he comes to me, and I'm still in the lock of, the past person that I met and still trusting. Then I trusted him with someone else's motorcycle. I got for him a motorcycle that belonged to someone else. And he was supposed to ride it around and take money to that person on a daily. And boy, have I struggled with this guy. I mean, it comes up with the owner of the motorcycle is always calling me and saying, "Where's my money? Where's my money? The guy you brought for me didn't bring my money." And contacting this guy, sometimes he takes off his phone. Sometimes I don't know whether I'm in block because when I call, I can't go through. And then when I go through, he tells me the police got him long time ago, took away the bike, and he's now struggling to get it from there, so he has no money. Then if that is sorted, he tells you maybe you can lend me this much and I clear this bill, then I can be able to resume and be submitting money as required. And then he doesn't do it. But remember, I trusted him, or I took him on the page that I first knew him from, where he was nice and good. So relationships with ex really are a no-no because life happens, and guess what? They change. Maybe we met when we didn't have children. Now I do have one. Oh my goodness! Then you come back, and my child comes first, and now there's that a lot can happen. So exes, if they are the ones in a relationship as third parties, they wouldn't be any good. That is what I would say. I don't know what your opinion is, guys. You can go ahead and drop your opinion as well. Otherwise, Lillian says if the third party is to be mediator, then maybe it's good, providing that both parties agree. Yeah, if they both agree. But most of the time, when a relationship is crowded, it is the third party known to only one party, not to both parties or partners in a relationship. It is known to, say, like the girl or the man, but not to both. That is when it gets really crowded because I can drive you away from the other, or you can drive me away from the other. So what Lillian is saying is true. And Alan says, would a mediator be good for my daughter's situation? Huh. Remember his story? He said they got on a wrong foot with a friend at school. I think a mediator wouldn't be necessary, really. I mean, she needs to learn how to face life head on. I mean, if you don't like someone, if you're not on the same page anymore, this is my take. You would have to deal with it yourself. You tell them, you know what? Because of this and this reason, I suggest we part ways and we can't be friends anymore. Simple as that. And matters wouldn't be prolonged for long. But go ahead, guys, and give your opinion. It's a live chat. Drop in the comments. We'll be able to read your comment as and when there's time. Otherwise, Lillian says, if it's an ex, then why go back? Because there must have been a good reason why they became an ex. Oh my goodness, Lillian is filled with all this wisdom. Thank you, Lillian. They are exes for a reason, so they should stay in the past. That is what in actual sense she's trying to say. They are exes, they should stay in the past and not show up in your current relationship. That is very nice. And Rogers says, but for sure, if someone heading to 30 years without a child or a wife or via diva, but for me, I have my baby general. Rogers, you speak in parables and leave us wondering what you're really trying to say. Because you said you are single, you want to find someone, but you don't believe in love. So, what is this baby general? I have my baby. Are you talking about baby girl or baby general? We need to know that as well. If you do have, then we get to know you're off the list. And so we stop searching for you and trying to hook you up with all these nice ladies because I don't think they're interested in polygamy. One thing I know about relationships, anyone who gets into a relationship becomes possessive. They want that title, they belong to you and you alone and you to them. So having it, say like me and, you know, uh, Alana in a relationship, and then I get to know that anything that we have, there's this guy, I'll use this example. There's a man that I found at my brother's house. And this gentleman was really tired and done with ladies. He said, I'm done with ladies. And I asked him why. And he said, because I had a girl, but she had friends, so many friends. And the friends would tell her, ask this and this from your man, and if I don't bring it, it's like public knowledge. When we sleep hungry, she would tell the friends, and this made their relationship end at some point, and yet they had a daughter. Now he had vowed that if I happen to get someone else after here, which is not going to happen anytime soon, but if I get someone else after here, it will be that I will make sure this person never gets any friends at all in our relationship. And I asked him, how would you do that? One way I would do it is first of all, sleep with all her friends so that she protects herself from all these friends and never allows them to our house again. Because if the closer she brings these friends, the closer we are to getting ruined. So that was his take on relationships and friends. So, also friends can ruin a good thing. And Rogers says, X are good people. Tebatu Kaluwiza. Rogers is saying exes are good. They don't make issues hard. They make life easy. But they are exes for a reason, Rogers. And you bring them into a current relationship is really wrong on all notes, and seriously on that one. And that is how a relationship becomes crowded. Because you come to me when we have issues, and instead of dealing with those issues with me, then you take them to that lady